Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to take a closer look at the new GeoSmart Point Grid functionality. With this function, we'll obtain a grid file of point elevations that is easily obtained from GeoSmart to create a digital elevation model. In front of us, we already have a georeference CAD cadastral layout. To utilize the functionality, we need to ensure that the terrain option has been activated and that the projection settings are set up correctly. In order for the elevations to be extracted from the correct georeference location, these projection settings are vitally important. We also have additional powerful functions to make this task easier. Once our project is set up in our terrain mode, select the terrain menu, scroll down to Point Grid. Our point elevation source of choice in this example will be the GeoSmart High Resolution Elevations option. If this is the first time you're using the function, the GeoSmart API token and user ID information will be blank. We need to select the sign up via GeoSmart link, which will then direct us to the GeoSmart website. To tell us more about this, I'm going to hand you over to Greg from GeoSmart. Greg, take it away.
Thank you so much, Cameron. To follow on from Cameron's points, by clicking on the sign up option, you are going to be redirected to this FuseDem for Civil Designer page located on the GeoSmart website. So on our website, there's two locations where you can find this link: under our products and services, the FuseDem for Civil Designer, as well as under our API, you can also find FuseDem for Civil Designer. It is the same page with the same sign up options, just two links for you. So to provide a little bit of background context, GeoSmart is a digital terrain company specializing in spatial products that have real-world applications. This collaboration with Civil Designer was put in place to ensure that engineers have streamlined access to actual and relevant elevation data, allowing people to solve real-world problems and gain a better understanding of the elevation data they're working with. Thanks to a dedicated development team and some innovative discussions, GeoSmart and Civil Designer are proud to announce the launch of FuseDem 5 via our API as a part of the 9.1 version release. Our new model combines the high resolution quality of our DEMSA L3, that's a 2-meter DTM, and the consistency of our 5-meter SUDEM, resulting in a model with a greater ability to capture South Africa's complex landscape, currently providing users with the smallest cell size and lowest possible vertical offset outside of a ground survey. So when we talk why GeoSmart, what we have done is create a simple comparison table to show you the elevation models that we have on offer as compared to open source versions. Now I'm going to let the vertical accuracy here speak for itself. Additionally, we've also done an internal accuracy assessment where we did 2 statistical measures to identify any differences in our data sets. So we did a root mean square error and we did a mean absolute error. We used LiDAR data as our reference data sources, and we compared the different models to each other at those sample points at a different slope range. Again, DEMSA outperformed the other models, and we can attribute this to more than 30 years of combined research and academia that has gone into the making of the product. Okay. Now, to sign up for our API token, we have given a step-by-step instruction as well as a package option calculator. Now, what this allows the user to do is to come and get a feel for our products, understand how much it's going to cost, and learn a little bit more about the differences in the products and packages. So currently, you see we have 3 options available: the trial, the annual, and the enterprise. The difference here, the trial is a free 1-month period where we provide you between 1 kilometer and 500 meters, and you are allowed to sample the data. At the end of the 1 month period, your token will expire. From there, we have two commercial options. There is the single user annual package, or there is an enterprise package for multiple users. The main difference between these two packages, at the end of year one, your remaining area will roll over into your second year period. So just the amount of time being the only difference. There is no adjustments or changes to the price of the elevation model. Okay, so with this calculator, we can come in and we can make an informed decision about how many square kilometers we would want to purchase. If, for whatever reason, during your year or enterprise package option, you run out of kilometers to query, you do also have the additional option to top up at any time. So what I am going to do is just change over to the top up page. This is the second option available that Cameron mentions. But just to give you a working example of what this top up would look like. So you would use your API token that we email to you. Please keep this secret. This example is a demo token that will be disabled after this video. That is why we're showing it. So you take your API unique token, you take your unique user ID, which is also specified in the email, and by selecting this get more info, you then get a full breakdown of your queries and how many kilometers you have remaining. So this token was made today, and unfortunately no queries have been made on it as of yet. But in future use, when you have queried the data and you would like to review those queries, both the polygon WKT and the square kilometers allocated to it, they will all be available within this dropdown. Now, to set the pricing and the square kilometers, you simply enter the amount of top up you need. Let's say it's 10 square kilometers. You would fill out your details and you would click pay now through PayFast. This whole process is completely automated. It's a pay and play process. As the successful payment has gone through, your database will be updated with the amount of square kilometers. You can refresh this page to then see the updated value, or you can continue directly on Civil Designer's software where it is already available. Okay, so now to just simply go through the last step, which is the sign up phase. So here we ask for a little bit of detail. So we need a name which we will build the user ID from, as well as a surname. Additionally, we will need your email and a phone contact. After we've got the basic information and we've got your company information, we need you guys to select a sign up option. This is an extremely important step. You click on the drop down and you specify your package options. I'm going to use the example of being a single consultant, and I'm only looking at getting an annual package. I estimate that I am going to need roughly 50 square kilometers for the year, and my payment method, I would like to do monthly installments. We will contact you and you will get an automated response at the end of each month where this installment amount would then be deducted. One last thing for you to note, please do have a read through and agree to our terms and conditions. And on that note, back to you, Cameron. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. That was fantastic. Everyone, this is the account status and top-up link that Greg was referring to. As Greg mentioned, once you have received the email with your GeoSmart API token and user ID information and pasted the details, you can continue with the extraction process. When using the GeoSmart high-resolution source, the grid spacing will by default be set to 5 meters. The angle will be set to 0. We can specify in which of the 255 surfaces we would like the grid to be generated on, and whether we would like to store the points with 0 heights. With this example, I'm going to use a smaller area to show you how it's done. Selecting the correct snap mode and reading the prompt, we enter the first point of the grid rectangle, being the top left here, followed by the second point. We are given confirmation of the requested area. Click on Yes to continue. At this stage, the information has been extracted. We have a further option to retain a local copy of the downloaded data. I'm going to click on Yes. Specify the file name and save it as a TIF file. That is all that is required. Switch on the points and then zoom in. Turn in on the point grid elevations. The process is complete. If you'd like to use a previously saved GeoSmart Point grid file at a later stage, you do then have the option to import it in the following way. Go to Survey Mode, select File, Import, TIFF, DEM, select the file of choice, specify on which surface you would like to import the information on. The grid file we are currently importing spans over an area of approximately 34,500 hectares. It consists of just over 14 million points, and the file size is approximately 55 megabytes. Thank you for watching. Please do let us know should you require any additional information.